Hey there my friends, Brent Blaze here, back with another review for you. In today's video we are going to be taking a look at iHub Global and Helium. Quite an interesting disruptive project that you brought to my attention, so please continue doing that. Leave your recommendations in the comments of what you would like me to review next. We're going to be diving into exactly what it is, how it all works, the pros and the cons, the product itself, the Helium token and its tokenomics, and whether this is a valuable investment of your time. And as always, if you're brand new to the channel, be sure to hit the subscribe button and smash that like button if you get value from this video, to stay in the loop with no BS, no fluff, in-depth reviews where we cut away all the nonsense and give you exactly what you need to know to make informed decisions of where to allocate both your time and your financial resources. So what is iHub Global? In order to fully answer that question effectively, you need to understand the product that is behind iHub Global, because iHub Global is an affiliate marketing distribution model for the distribution of the Helium product. So what is Helium? Well, in a nutshell, Helium is a decentralized wireless network that's built on a low-powered wide area network over 300 times the range of traditional Wi-Fi that allows for the Internet of Things and the connection of smart devices. Basically building the foundation for smart cities, which is on the rise. So that could be everything from being at the grocery store and you get an alert that your fridge tells you you're after running out of milk, you're away on holidays and the moisture content sensor in your soil in your back garden decides to kick in the watering hose and water your plants for you while you're away, or a smart collar on your dog runs down the street. Again, you get an alert for that. So all of these type of smart devices up to this point have been built on a cellular network which consumes multiple gigabytes of data per year for each device, whereas this solves that problem by having a low-powered, what they call long-fi, which is literally a couple of cents or maybe $1 per year per device. And it is built on blockchain technology as well. So this is peer-to-peer, so you as an individual can own part of this network. Instead of it being monopolized by a centralized corporation, the people are building out this network, and it's as simple as acquiring one of these devices, plugging it into your power outlet in your home if you're in a suburban or built up area, and it consumes about as much power as an LED light over the course of a year. So let's assume for a moment you did decide to get your hands on one of these hotspots, plug it into your power outlet in your home and contribute to the expansion and the scaling and the coverage of this decentralized data network. What is in it for you? How do you get rewarded? How do you get compensated? Well, depending on the amount of data that is flowing through your particular hotspot, you get compensated accordingly in HNT, in the Helium token. And again, we're going to dive into the price charts. We're going to dive into the tokenomics of the HNT token, so stay tuned. So what differentiates and separates Helium and makes it stand out from traditional telecom cellular networks that are already existing and established, like AT&T, Verizon and T-Mobile? These would be very familiar names to you if you're currently residing in the United States. And usually these telecom cellular networks have been utilized up to this point for our Internet of Things and smart devices. But unlike these, you can see a comparison table here where there's no set monthly fees, no long-term contracts. We're not being penalized for overusage with data caps, and there's no SIM cards or anything like that. And as I said, this is long-fi. We're using a low-powered wide area network that has a reach of over 200 times the distance of, let's say, a traditional broadband Wi-Fi router, and the data usage is minimal. So at the time of recording this video, there's almost 175,000 of these Helium hotspots deployed by everyday average people around the world, contributing as part owner of the network and expanding the coverage of the network. So with the advent of cryptocurrency and blockchain and decentralized finance, it is moving monopolized control away from central authorities and big tech, and we're moving into a peer-to-peer economy and word-of-mouth marketing where people are being compensated in a fully transparent blockchain environment for contributing to things that used to be completely monopolized, like networks and data networks. So quite a powerful disruptive model that Helium is undertaken here, and they've been in the game since 2013. iHub Global is quite a new addition to that, and again we're going to help you understand the pros and cons of that once we've covered what you need to know first. So as you can see, as usual, along the left and east coast, the more suburban populated areas, we can see more dense coverage of these devices. Denmark, Germany, England, and it also seems to be blowing up in China as well. So if you actually zoom in on this map, you can click on any one of these devices depending on where you live, and you can actually, it will tell you and give you an idea of how many tokens that person has earned in the last 30 days, how much of the HNT token. So I'll show you an example of that. I'm going to zoom in here. I'll click on one of these at random, and we can see it has earned 5.61 HNT in the last 30 days. Again, you'll see what that actually correlates to in terms of dollar earnings here in a moment. But again, this is going to be dependent on the amount of data that is being utilized and flowing through your particular hotspot. So it's a catch-22 situation. If you currently live in quite a remote rural area, this may not be worth your time because there isn't going to be many people utilizing this. It's going to be directly proportional to how populated that area is. And on the other side, if it's too crowded, if there's too many of these devices, you actually get penalized for overlap. So you're not going to earn as much if there's someone within a 300-meter radius of your device. So you need to be strategic about where these devices are positioned geographically in relation to each other. Those two factors are going to determine how much of these tokens you actually earn. So there is a Helium tracker, an app on your phone that helps you make strategic decisions of where these devices could be placed. So if you're referring somebody, maybe your next door neighbor, if you're referring someone through iHub Global, maybe your next door neighbor isn't the best idea because you want to earn as much from your own hotspot, whereas this is going to give you calculations of the type of earnings you can expect based on the strategic positioning of these devices. It's give you literally KPIs, performance metrics that you can base your decisions on. So that's quite powerful. So let's take a look at HNT, the Helium token. Here we are in CoinMarketCap, and at the time of recording this video, it's ranked number 62 out of over 11,800 tokens and coins in the cryptocurrency space. So it's doing really well at the time of recording this video. It's a deflationary token, which means the circulating supply of the token decreases over time, unlike a traditional fiat currency that a government prints, which is inflationary because they just print it out of thin air. They increase the circulating supply, which dilutes the purchasing power of that currency. Here they have inbuilt burn and mint features that creates a homeostasis and equilibrium in the tokenomics. If that's over your head, don't worry about it. But to cut a long story short, you can't argue with a price chart. I'll scroll up here. You can see the overall all-time we're clearly in an uptrend overall, my friend. I mean, if you got in back here, you'd be sitting on some nice profit right now. But think about basic law of supply and demand. When I show you some of the finer details of the tokenomics here in a minute, if you just consider the fact that if you reduce circulating supply over time, the value of the asset that you're holding is going to increase over time, especially if the demand increases. And as of right now, as you're going to see, I mean, there's people listing these Helium Hotspot devices on eBay for thousands of dollars because it's one of the cons we're going to get into in a minute. There actually is a bottleneck in the supply chain. The demand is there, but the supply of the actual devices is not there, and you could be waiting months to receive your device, which is something I feel they're going to overcome as more manufacturers come online, which you will see in a moment there already is. So in order to transmit data on the Helium network, you need to use data credits, and in order to acquire those data credits, you have to convert the HNT token. So that's powerful because a person has to come through the token itself in order to utilize the network, even if they're not necessarily a holder of the token. The utility and the use case and the actual value that's flowing in this decentralized data network that's being built requires these data credits, and again they can only be acquired by that. So that increases the demand of the token, which will increase the price of the token over time as you reach mass adoption, and as more people are utilizing this service to minimize their costs of their smart devices, the flow of data is going to increase, thereby your earnings are going to increase. So the determining factors of how you are rewarded is going to evolve over time, and it makes sense if you think about it, because initially they're compensating people quite highly for simply supplying coverage, for having a hotspot and helping contribute to the actual coverage of the network. But as there's more and more overlap of those 300 meter radiuses, you need to shift away from that, because it's going to dilute the amount that you can reward people. So it's going to shift to where you get rewarded more for the amount of data that's flowing through your hotspots, which makes sense. So now that you have a broad high-level understanding of Helium, what it's all about, how it works, and the token, how you get rewarded, we can make a better analysis of the affiliate marketing arm for Helium, which is iHub Global. Now, there are some pros and cons to this as I dive deeper and did my research. One of the biggest advantages of iHub Global is that you can get your hands on one of these devices absolutely free. But at the time of recording this video, because of the bottleneck in the supply chain and the lack of supply, you could be waiting quite a long time. But the same can be said for a device that you actually buy. So one of the downsides to acquiring the device for free through iHub Global is that you can earn only up to a maximum of 20% of the rewards that the hotspot actually produces. And I believe you start at 10%, and as you personally refer and shared with people on a linear scale, you can get up to a maximum of 20%. Now, I would recommend this route and to take this route for those of you that have some influence that actually plan on sharing this with others and sharing Helium and the powerful concept with others, because then you can get leverage. Then you can earn up to 20% of the HNT that their hotspot produces. That can accumulate and that can add up because you're getting duplication. This isn't network marketing, multi-level marketing. It's the same affiliate marketing distribution model as Walmart or Amazon. It's just single tier, your own personal referrals, whoever you're responsible for sharing it with. So for a person that may not be able to afford the device, it's literally a no-brainer. There's literally nothing to lose by acquiring a device for free. So you just sign up through this website, fill in your shipping information, and you get sent the device. Now, based on some comments and different threads that I've read, there is some long delays, and again that comes back to a low supply of the actual devices. Should you decide to take the route of becoming an affiliate and actually sharing the Helium concept with others, you have plenty of marketing tools to help you do so. Here's an example of one of the marketing funnels that you are provided to share with people to help them get an understanding, and actually leads them through the funnel, through the process of qualifying the prospect and getting them signed up with Helium. So here you can see it gives you step-by-step understanding of exactly how it all works. This video right here is excellent actually. It's just a short 2-minute animated video that helps people understand exactly what it's all about. So you really are given some quite powerful marketing tools should you decide to share this with others, but that's a decision you'll have to make based on whether you just want to have a hotspot yourself and not shared with others. Then you would be required to buy one of the devices. And as of right now, I have looked up many of these manufacturers. Most of them have waiting lists. Most of them you're paying for it on pre-order. And you also need to be careful. Make sure you check through on one of these. For example, if you want to buy the long AP, click through and purchase. See are there any warnings about fraudulent websites that are claiming to sell the device. Here you can see warning, scammers active. There's always people out there, my friend, looking to take advantage of something that's in popular demand. So keep away. As you can see here, there's a list of websites that you want to avoid. So make sure you go through the reputable sources that are listed on the official helium.com website. The price of these do appear to be escalating at the time of recording this video. Again, it comes back to low supply, high demand. So I hope you got a ton of value from this review, my friend. I love the concept of Helium, the way it's taking the decentralization and the disruptive nature of blockchain and really penetrating one of the most well-established big tech industries. As far as iHub Global, that's going to be your decision based on whether or not you want to be an affiliate or not. If you don't plan on sharing this with anybody, I would suggest you simply purchase the unit yourself so that you can keep 100% of the rewards. Otherwise, if you plan on sharing this people, especially if you have an established audience and you're an influencer, then it can be very lucrative for you to do so. And it's literally the easiest sell in the world, because you're putting something for free in a person's hand that they plug into their wall, and it makes them passive returns on a very stable token that's actually number 62 in the world right now. So be sure to join our VIP newsletter over at Elevation Guild so that you can take advantage of all the sifting, sorting that we do and present to our community only the finest projects that are lucrative and sustainable. You're also going to get educated on how to diversify with sustainable passive income and put your money to work for you, so that you can have more money working for you and have it working harder for you than you do for your money. So take care, my friend. See you in the next video.